Hari Om. In the Python programming course, in the second module, we had already discussed what are functions and modules in Python programming. We started talking about the file handling in Python. So, in our previous session, we talked about what is a file, then in which order you can perform the file operations. Then we also talked about how do you open a file, what is the syntax of opening a file, what are the different parameters of open function, then what are the different access modes for opening a file. Then we had also seen an example. So in this video we are going to talk about the different attributes of the file object. We know that when you open a file, a file object will be returned. A file object will be returned by the open function, which is also known as file handle. Okay. So we are going to discuss what are the different attributes and what are the different methods available for this file object. Because once you open a file, all the other operations, right from reading a file, writing into a file, or moving the file pointer, closing a file, all these things will be done using the file object, or you call it as file handle. Okay. So we should know what are the different attributes and methods that are available for this file object. Let us see the attributes first. These are the four different attributes available for a file object. Uh, these attributes are used to get different information about the file, something like whether the file is already closed or not, and in which particular access mode the file is open. So these kind of attribute information, if you want to retrieve, you can use these attributes. And you can observe this is not a function, this is an attribute. So you don't have open close parenthesis here. You just give the file object name dot closed. It will return true if the file is already closed, otherwise it returns false. Okay, so you can observe here it is not having open close parenthesis. That means this is treated as an attribute and not as a function. So if you simply invoke file object dot closed without open close parenthesis, it is a boolean value. It returns true if the file is closed, otherwise returns false. And you have the mode attribute, which will return in which particular access mode the file is opened. Then we have a file object dot name, which will return the name of the file you have opened. And the soft space returns 0 if the space is explicitly required with print or 1 otherwise, right? So if you want to have a space with print, then obviously it will be returning 0, otherwise it will be returning false, right? So these are the four different attributes of the file object. I repeat, closed will return true or false, the boolean value, if the file is closed or not. Mode returns the access mode of the file. Name returns the name of the file. And soft space returns 0 if the space is explicitly required with print or 1 otherwise. Okay. So these are the different attributes available. The next one is what are the different methods of the file object available for various operations on the file. So we are going to talk about different methods of the file object, So the very first method that we are going to discuss is the read method. Obviously, once you open a file, you want to read the contents of your file. So you can use the read method. If you use the read method, all the file contents will be returned as a string. right? This is very interesting. So the entire content of the file will be returned as a single string, and this method also accepts an optional argument, right? You can have an optional argument n that will define how many number of characters you want to read from the file. So if you are not giving any argument here, right, without argument it reads the entire contents. If you give n value, that means the argument, it defines how many characters you want to read from the file. So this is the syntax followed. You have the string object which will be returned by the read method, the file object and the read method, and this is optional. The n value is optional. Next method is the read line method. We will be seeing all these methods with example, right? So let us just see what are the different methods available, then we will get into the demo program. The read method. The second one is the read line method. Read line method. So what it does, obviously it reads a line, only one line from a file, and it returns it in a string format. So until it encounters a new line character, that is what you call as a line, right? So until it encounters a new line character, that line will be returned in a string format. And this method also accepts an optional argument n, which defines the number of characters to be read from the file. So this is the syntax. Again, read line will be returning a string object, but here it reads the entire contents, right? So the complete file content will be read, but here it is going to read only one line. So until it encounters a new line character, it will be considered as one line. So that line will be read and it will be stored in the string object. And if you give the optional argument n, only this many number of characters will be read from the file. Then you have read lines. The read lines returns a list in which each list item is a string and each string is a line from the file. So that is the basic difference between read line and read lines. Read line will be reading only one line, whereas read lines will be reading multiple lines, right? So more than one line will be read. That means until you encounter one new line character, that becomes one line. So like that you will have many lines in that particular file. So all these lines will be read, but instead of returning it as a string, it is going to return it as list of strings, right? List of strings. Here it is going to return the line as a string, but here it is going to return more than one lines. More than 3 lines, 4 lines file 4 lines it will be reading, but these 4 lines will be created as a list and then it will be returned. That is the basic difference. So here the return object is a string, whereas here the return object is a list object. Let me correct it here itself. Read lines will be returning a list object, not a string object. It is going to return a list object, not a string object. Okay, so this is the syntax. It reads several lines, right? And again it is also having an optional size argument. So instead of reading up to end of file, what it is going to do, it will be approximating it with the bytes, right? How many number of characters you want to read from the file can also be specified here. So it is also optional. These are the 3 methods used for reading. You use the read method to read the entire contents, or give the optional argument to specify how many number of characters you want to read. Next one, read line method reads a line from the file, that is until a new line character is encountered. If you give the optional argument n, it reads only that many number of characters. Read lines, it will be reading multiple lines, but each line will be a string convert a string stored in a list, right? Each line will be stored in a list and the list will be returned. And again, optional size argument can also be specified. Then another very interesting method which is to be used always before you leave the program or leave the operation, you have to close the file. As we have already discussed, whatever file operations you are going to do, whatever file operations you want to do, you open your file, then read, write or perform some operation, then you have to close the file, right? So once you open, you can go for reading the file using read line, read lines method, then you have to close the file. So what it does, it closes the connection between a file and a file object such that the file operations cannot be performed hereafter using a file object. So once you use the close method, this file object cannot be used for performing the operations on the file. And not only that, it will also release the resources. Whatever resources are used by this particular file, all those system resources will be released. But the point to be noted here is the file object will be present in the memory until it is deleted. So closing does not delete the file object, it just closes the file and it releases all the system resources, but the file object will be there in the memory. Again, if you want, you can just use the file object dot open method so that the file will be open again. Then this is the syntax. Obviously, sorry, again it is not going to return any value. It is not going to return any value. It is going to just close the file. This is the syntax. Make a note of it. Okay, so the syntax is just the file object dot close. It will be closing the file. That means it closes the connection between the file and the file object, but the file object will still remain in the memory. You have to delete it to remove that file object from the memory. Then you have the write method. So we had seen how to open a file, how to read from the file. Then we had also discussed how to close the file. So sometimes you open the file for writing, right? You want to write some data to the file. You open the file in the write mode. If this is the case, you can use the write method for writing the data. The method will accept a string object and writes the data to a file. And if it is opened in the W mode, write mode, it will be written from the beginning of the file. That means the file will be overwritten. If it is opened in the append mode, it appends the data to the end of the file, right? So the existing content will not be overwritten. Instead, the new data will be appended at the end of the file. Then this is the syntax. You create a string which is to be written into the file. This is the string you want to write. If so, you just call the write method using the file object and pass the string. So this data will be written into the file. And you remember, this file object will be overwriting the file which is opened in the write mode. And if this file object is opened in the append mode, it will be appended at the end of the file. Another method for the file object is write lines method. Here in the write method, you are going to pass a string object as an argument, but here it is going to pass iterable, right? So it is not a string object here. You can have a list, you can have a tuple, you can have a dictionary. This kind of iterable will be given as an argument to the write lines method. So this method accepts an iterable, typically a list of strings or a tuple of strings, and writes the data into the file. The syntax is, you can create a list like this, right? So observe the difference. Here I am using a string object which is written into the file, but here it is going to create a list. This data is not a string, instead it is a list of strings, and I use write lines method to write this data into the file. So these are the different methods available in the file object. Apart from that, you have some more methods available. We will be discussing those methods later. Now let us get into the code snippets that we are going to have as a demo for all these methods. So what are the methods we discussed? We had already seen how to open a function, how to open a file. We had seen some of the attributes and read method, read line method, read lines method. All these things we'll be discussing now in the demo. Apart from that, closing the file, then how do you write the data into the file using the write method and the write lines method. So let us go to the Spyder. I open the Spyder, put it in the full screen mode. Fine, right? So this is the file handling demo we had already discussed in our previous session to talk about how open function is used for opening a file, which will return a file handler, a file handle or file object, and you can use this foreign statement to get each and every line from the file. Okay, then you go for closing the file. Now this is the second demo program which we are going to discuss for the read method. So let me comment this. I'm going to comment all the other parts of my program. So let us see one by one. Okay. Okay, all the other things I have commented. Okay. Now let me open the demo file.txt. Demo file.txt is, where is demo file.txt? I have it here, demo file.txt. This is the content of my text file which I am trying to read. Okay. So I just run the program. So this is the file. I open the file in the read mode. I open the file in the read mode, and I'm going to use the read method with argument and without argument, and I try printing it. Okay. And if you want, I can give a print statement here with optional argument, right? Read method with optional argument. Okay. This one is without optional argument, the first one. Okay, so if you want that also, we can have, so that the output will be more clear for you. Okay, I'm going to run the program, right? So this is the program. Open the file, then I'm going to read the file, right? Read the entire content here, whereas read only the 5 characters. And I'm going to print the data, text 1 and text 2. Then after performing the operation, obviously we have to close the file. So this is the content of the file. Fine. So let me run this program. I run the program. So this is the content of my file. program. Let me open the file. My program file handling is available in my Python online lab programs file handling demo. Yes, I have opened it. I clear the console. I'm going to run. You can see here. Okay, so the read method with optional sorry, a read method without optional argument, correct? Read method without optional argument, the first one is without optional argument, and the second one with optional argument, right? So observe it again. I just want to print read method without optional argument. The second one, read method with optional argument. I am going to execute the program. Let me clear the console. I execute the program. You can see the first read method without optional argument. It reads the entire content, whereas the second one, read method with optional argument, I am reading 5 characters, but there is no value displayed here. Why? Because the file pointer is moved to the end of the file. It reads the entire content, and now when I come out of this read method, the file pointer is at the end of the file. So what happens? Obviously there is no value available because it reaches the end of file. So after reaching the end of file, again I give the read method with 5 characters to be read, but obviously there is no data available because the file pointer is now in the end of file. Okay, so let us just comment these two. I am going to comment this, and I comment this, and I comment this, and I am going to run the program again. I clear the console. I run the program again. You can see here the read method with optional argument. I want to read only the 5 characters, so it has read 5 characters from the file, and the file pointer will be now after this 5 characters. I hope you could understand how the read and read method with optional argument and without optional argument functions, right? So if you give read method without argument, it reads the entire content. If you give with argument, then obviously only this many number of characters will be read. Okay, so that is the demo you can take for great. So that is the demo for read method. Okay, then we have read line method. Let us see how read line method functions first, then we will have the argument also, right? So this is the code snippet that you can use for reading the file using read line method. I am going to open the file again. I open the file in the read mode, and I am going to use the read line method without argument first, right? So without argument first, I store it in text1. I clear the console again. I run the program. You can see it shows the first line. It shows the first line because it is going to read only one line. You can see this is the first line of the text file that I have. The text file is demo file.txt, and in my program I am reading demo file.txt, correct? I am reading demo file.txt. I give read line method, so only the first line is read and it is stored in variable text1 and it is displayed. Okay, Now the same you are going to give with, let me say, I am going to comment this and uncomment this, comment this and uncomment it. Okay. So what happens now? It is going to read first 25 characters. Okay. So let me run the program now. When I run, it reads only the 25 characters from the file. It reads only 25 characters from the file. Okay, that is the difference between read line with argument and read line without argument. Okay, yes. Now the next one, let us have this also commented. Let us go for demo 4 with read lines. Okay, demo 4 with read lines. Observe the program again. I am reading the file with the read mode and I am going to use the read lines, and here you can observe I am not using any argument. You can try that. You can experiment on giving the number of characters to be read, which is an optional argument of readlines method. And I just use readlines method. It returns a string and it will be printed. So let me clear the console. I'm going to run the program. You can observe here the output is in the list format. Output is in the list format, opening square bracket and closing square bracket. And the first string, the first line is this one. So it is the first element of the list, and the second line is this one, left. This is the second element of the list. You can observe here. So this becomes the first element of the list, and this is the second element, and this is the third element, and this is the fourth element. And you can observe it includes the new line character also. So until it encounters the new line character, it treats it as a line, and that line becomes a string, the first element. Then this is the second line, and this is the third line, and this is the fourth line, and so on. So the difference between read line and read lines. Read line will be returning only one line from the file, whereas but the return object will be a string here. Whereas read lines will be returning multiple lines. It will be returning multiple lines, but it will be returning a list of string here. So here the text is list of string. So that is why the output is given inside the square bracket. Whereas if you give read line, simply a read line, it is going to be the end, one line. If you want, let us check that also. Let us comment it here. Okay, I am going to give read line. Okay, so this is the output for read lines method. Okay, now I have changed it to read line. I am going to run the program. I am not clearing the console. I am going to run the program again. You can observe this returns only one line, but it is in a string format. No square bracket here. It is in the string format. Whereas this returns a list of strings. That is the basic difference between read line and read lines. Okay. Now the next demo is writing into the file, and I think all of you are following that. Everywhere after performing the operation I am using the close method. I am using the close method here. I am using the close method. So open the file, perform the operation, then close the file, right? So everywhere we have closed the file. Now the next demo for write method. Observe here, I am opening a new file. Earlier the file was demo file. I'm opening a new file, demo file new.txt in the write mode, and then I'm creating a data which is to be written into the file. Then I invoke the write method, then I just display successfully written into the file. So once you have written, you want to know whether the data is written successfully in the file or not. So what I do, I just close the file. Again, I ask the user, do you want to read the content of your file? You want to read the contents of the file? Yes or no? So if he responded with yes, I am going to read the file. I am going to read the file in read mode. And you can observe the file name here is the same file which I have created in this program using the write method. Okay. Then I am going to read the file. I use the read method so that the entire contents will be read. You can have read method or you can have read line method, whatever you want. Here I am going to use the read method to read the contents of the new file created. Okay. Then you are going to close the file. Observe the program again. I open a file in the write mode, and this is the file name, and this becomes the file object. Then I create a data which is to be written into the file, and I invoke the write method to write the new data. Then I close the file. Okay. I just want to check whether the file has been created and the data is written successfully. So what I do, I try opening the file. So before that, I ask the user whether you want to read the contents of the file. If he says yes, I open the file. I open the file in the read mode. Then I am going to invoke the read method for reading the contents, and then I close the file again. Okay. So let us see what happens. I clear the console. I am going to run the program. It says successfully written into the file. So that means the data has been successfully written into the file. The file is opened in the write mode. Which file? The demo file new is opened in the write mode, and this data is written, and it asks me, right, whether you want to read the contents. I say yes. I press the enter key, and the contents is new file in write mode. Okay. Now suppose, say for example, you want to get the data. Here I have a data created like this. You want to get the data from the user. So what I do, I just comment here and I say data equal to input, enter the data to be written into the file. Okay, I give colon. So what happens? Now the data will be read from the user and it will be written into the file. So let us clear the console again. I am going to run the program. I hope you have seen. Here I am going to use the input method to read the data. So it asks the user enter the data to be written into the file. I am going to enter hello, how are you? Okay, so this is the data I want to write into the file. I press the enter key. It says successfully written into the file. Do you want to read the contents of the file? I say yes. Press the enter key, and whatever you have typed here, it is all there in the file. And if you want to see whether it is available in the file or not, you can go, because I am creating it on the desktop, right? So let me go to the desktop folder, and you can see here demo file -new.txt is available. I double click on it. It shows hello, how are you? Okay. So this is how this particular write method can be used to write the contents into a file. Now if the same program you are going to run again and I say hi girls, and now it asks whether you want to read the contents. I say no, so obviously it is not going to read. If the response is yes, it does this, otherwise it quits the program. So I quit from the program, right? So this is how the write method helps in writing the data into a file. And you can observe here the write method is overwriting, right? Because why? Because I am opening it in the write mode. I am opening it in the write mode. Now let us see how the same can be opened in the append mode. Instead of write mode, I am going to open the file in the append mode. I am opening it in the append mode. So that means what? Let us see what is available in the file. The file has got hello, how are you, right? I reloaded hi girls, right? So this is what the data currently available in my demo file -new.txt. So I'm going to run the program again. Enter the data to be returned. I just say have you completed the assignment question mark. I press the enter key and I want to read the contents, right? I give yes. Now you can see it is appending it. Hi girls is already there and it says have you completed the assignment, right? So if you open the file, I reloaded, you can see have you completed the assignment is appended at the end of the file, whereas hi girls is retained there, it is not overwritten. That is what the append mode is all about. Okay, so write method helps you in writing the data into the file, whether it is in the write mode or in the append mode, depending on the data will be written in that particular place. Okay, now the last one is the write line method. Write lines, writing into a demo file. This is a demo program. So what write lines will take a list, whereas write method takes a string. Write method takes a string. This data is a string, we had seen, whereas write lines method will take the list as its argument, or it can also be a tuple. An iterable will be the argument for write lines method. Okay, so here we are going to again create demo file new.txt and this is opened in the write mode. If you open it in the write mode, what happens? The already existing data will be overwritten. So this is the file already existing and it will be overwritten. You can observe here it will be overwritten with this list data, right? Okay, so I clear the console, I run the program, it says successfully written into the file. So what is written now? The first line data will be this one, second line will be this one, third line will be this one, and so on. Okay, let us open the file. It says it is changed on the disk. I try reloading it and you can observe it is completely overwritten with the new list of strings which I gave in the data list. This is the data I gave in the data list and that is written, and you can see this is the new data available in demo file new.txt, right? So these are the different code snippets you can use for having the demo of different methods that are available in the file object. Okay, so the different methods that we discussed are read method, read line method, read lines, close, write, write lines. That's all, right? So let us discuss. Yeah, if you want, let us see the whether it is closed, what is the mode, and what is the name of the file soft space. Let us try this also in our spider. Okay, so this is the file. I just want to print the file object dot closed. This is an attribute. Okay, this is an attribute, and you can observe this is an attribute, so it is not having open close parenthesis. Let me run. It says true because I have already closed the file. Okay, so if you want demo of closed attribute, closed C small case. Okay, so when I run the program, it says it is true. Okay, let us clear the console. Then let us have the demo of mode attribute, and I'm going to use the mode. Then let us have the name attribute, and let us run. You can see the output here. The file is successfully returned. The closed attribute returns true because the file is already closed, and the at mode is it is opened in the write mode, correct? You can observe it is opened in the write mode. Then what is the name of the file we had given? The name of the file, it is given as the full path. This is the name of the file. This is the name of the file. So let us see what is the output given for the soft space also. Let us run it again. Okay, so this particular object does not have the soft space, so it is giving you an error. So if it is having a soft space, it will give you that particular value. So let us comment it. Okay, so these are the different attributes that are available for the file object, right? So soft space is giving an error because it is not having the soft space, right? Only if it is with the if the space is explicitly required with the print, it is going to return 0, otherwise it will return 1. Okay, why it is returning an error? Because soft space is not required for this particular file object, so that is why it is returning an error. Okay, so these are the different code snippets that you can further explore to understand what are the different attributes and methods available for the file object. We have some more methods of the file objects like tell, seek, etc. We will be discussing it in our next session. Thank you.